Sup guys, dinofries here, and today we're gonna talk about MapleStory, but more specifically, why I wound up quitting my favorite MMORPG and how I even got here in the first place. This is a video I've wanted to make for a really long time, and with the soft launch of MapleStory Worlds in the Americas tomorrow, I thought, well, what better time than now? Please note that I wasn't able to get screenshots and videos from every part of my journey, but I do have some, so I'll be showing you guys what I was able to get my hands on. Alright, let's start from the very beginning. So I started playing MapleStory sometime in middle school. I was a magician in the world of Bera under the name Blue Vipe. I named myself after my favorite sports car growing up as a kid, a Dodge Viper Blue with 2 white stripes going from front to back, but Viper was taken. I think Blue Viper was taken, so I just went with Blue Vipe. Now, I didn't get very far on my first character. I think I stopped playing altogether in like level 20 something, but I do remember begging my mom for NX to buy myself a cute little outfit, and I remember I bought a penguin and some like clothing, and I showed my mom and I was like, "Mom, check it out." And she was like, "Oh, cool, like, but like you just spent money on something digital that's like not even like actually yours." And I'm like, "Yeah, and also like in 90 days I won't even have it anymore. I have to spend more money again because it's only temporary." She thought it was so stupid, and looking back, it kind of was. Now, I don't remember why I stopped playing Blue Vipe. All I know is that eventually I made Eternal Vipe, also a magician, I believe also in Bera, maybe Connie, I don't remember exactly, but take a look at this MapleStory music video, MMV, Linkin Park Faint, that I made with friends I made back then. I was so excited that I was able to find this YouTube video. It got published in February 2008. Jesus Christ, where does the time go? But yeah, this is something I was able to find that captured that I indeed played MapleStory back in the day. So I think I kept doing this. I kept making characters, getting to like level 20 something, maybe second job, quit, make a new character. They were all named something Vipe until I eventually made Overzone, my Fire Poison Mage. I loved Fire Poison Mage because there weren't many Fire Poison Mages back in the day, and I always wanted to be unique. And I remember I got with Overzone, 2-second job. I think I quit around level 40 or something. Got too hard to level, and yeah, I stopped playing altogether. Then came Odin MS, a private server. If you remember, this was like the first private server. It wasn't the first one, but it was like the one that everyone knew about, it felt. Someone in my middle school told me about Odin MS. I remember we were playing handball in the schoolyard and they brought it up, and I started playing that. That's where I discovered Islanders. So you could make a permanent beginner, right, in MapleStory, but you can go a step further and never leave Maple Island. And I discovered the Islander community on Odin MS, and I had a blast. This was like one of my favorite memories playing MapleStory. It was actually popping on Maple Island, just whacking orange mushrooms. And I actually met a friend, his name is Ralph, who I still talk to this day, and I actually wound up visiting him in real life, and we hung out years later. Yeah, then Odin MS shut down. So I stopped playing MapleStory again, and I didn't exactly come back and like play like religiously until sometime in high school when Pirates came out, the very first class, like besides like the original 4 explorers. And I remember hanging out outside of Nautilus Harbor as like a level 10 beginner with a bunch of other level 10 beginners, waiting for that portal to open to let us in to Nautilus Harbor to make our pirates. Mine was named Punch'em. I was a brawler, of course. This was in Connie too. I have a lot of good memories in the world of Connie. And yeah, Pirates launched. I got further than Overzone this time because like there was the Carnival Party Quest came out. It was way easier to level between level 30 and 50. It was also just more fun. And yeah, I think eventually I got to third job. I think I got exactly to level 70. I was like, hell yeah. And then I just stopped playing altogether. I didn't know where to go from there at all. It just felt too hard to level, and I quit again. But it turned out Ralph, that friend I mentioned before, either he still kept playing or he came back and he told me he was still playing. He was in the world Demethos, like a new world, one of the newer world. I think it was like the newest world at that point, and he paid for a world transfer to bring Punchum over from Connie into Demethos. And I remember he would Bigfoot leech me, and I got to like level 100 and something, I think. And then I like had to grind on my own, and it got too hard, and I pretty much quit again. Not before Ralph and I got married in Demethos. He had an Aaron, I believe, and I was on my Marauder. That was third job for Brawlers, for Buccaneers. And yeah, we got married just to do a Moria Party Quest. And if you guys don't remember, a Moria Party Quest was like where it was at the time, because you could get Onyx apples and they sold for a lot of money. So we got married, and yeah, that's my wife. It's my wife. I don't even know if we got divorced. We might still be married, technically, by Maple law. Now, I don't remember when exactly, or in between which points, but I also played a lot on the private server Fun MS. I don't know if you remember that one. That was also back in the day. That one eventually got shut down too, but I remember a lot, like Ralph and like a bunch of us like went over to that server when MapleStory got once again too hard to progress. And then, you know, Fun MS shuts down, and then I stop playing altogether again. And then I come back. I'm still in high school at this point, and this was the best time in MapleStory. My favorite memories with this game is the Big Bang update and the launch of a new world called El Nido. And with my Bowmaster King Nido, I went further than ever before. I made friends along the way. We created like the very first guild in El Nido. Maybe we weren't like first or maybe even second. We were definitely like one of the first 5. We just said we were the first. We really got there fast. Remember, we were called Strobe. I even have a music video. I have a YouTube video that I still was up on my first YouTube channel. I just made this one video in January 6th. On January 6th, 2011, I made this video. And so I'm able to see, like, you know, all my old screenshots. At one point, I was ranked 91 in all of El Nido. I remember it was just like the best, you know, a new world. Like everyone's like kind of at an even playing field. I remember grinding at Jester's, right, in the haunted house. I remember Gallows. And I just remember like waking up early before school to play, running home after school to play, staying up late. And yeah, I mean, I made it to 4th job. I became a Bowmaster. I think I hit like level 125, and then I just stopped playing. I think I played here and there, but ultimately I stopped playing altogether. But despite that, like, those are the best memories I have in MapleStory, was the Big Bang update, this new world El Nido, and just being like one of the top players. It was such a cool experience. My favorite experience, not only in MapleStory, but with MMORPGs in general. It was the best. So I quit again, as I mentioned, and I never really returned to MapleStory again. There were a handful of times I remember as like there were updates. I would sometimes hop on to start a new job to play. Like I remember like Angelic Buster came out, and me and like a couple of friends who also played back in the day, like just hopped on like one day, played a few hours, and never touched it again. I pretty much never played MapleStory like as I did. I just didn't. I didn't come back. Then in March of last year, I suffered a really bad back injury while hiking, and I was bedridden and bored. So I just downloaded MapleStory on my laptop, and I got back into it. Somewhere along the line, I was playing, I wouldn't say religiously, but I made a fire poison wizard named Overzone, which I realized at that point, I'm like, oh, I guess my old account got deleted. So I had to make a new account. I made Overzone, the fire poison mage, and there was like a leveling event. There's like so many leveling events now in MapleStory. I think it's called Burnin', right? So I burned him, and I got pretty far, and then I eventually like stopped playing him. But then I came back. March 2023, I hopped on Overzone. This was on the reboot server, and I not only made it to 4th job, I made it to 5th job. Level 200, because leveling in MapleStory now is like easy, like level 200 is no big deal. The new cap is like 300, and I was hooked again. I actually was having a good time. I'd hop on daily, I'd do my dailies, I would do my weeklies, I'd run bosses, I dropped money, I would buy like, sometimes there was like permanent NX in the shop, I'd buy that, I had a pet, Meso Magnet, I like all the stuff that like every player like really needs to spend money on in MapleStory. I was doing it. Changed my name. I spent money on a name change to change my name to dinofries because I didn't go by that back in the day. I go by that now. I joined a guild. I had alts for link skills because you need that to progress in MapleStory now. I had a second main. I think it was a Dark Knight. I even eventually got, and I got bored. And I changed. You could change your job. So I changed from Fire Poison Mage to Ice Lightning Mage just because I was like, oh, I want to try something different, but I don't want to level a whole new character. Eventually, I got bored and I quit. Again, it wasn't even just boredom. Actually, because it was still fun. Like, I remember I still enjoyed like just going and grinding, but it was the FOMO. That's truly why I really quit. This is me answering the overarching question. I quit because of the FOMO. There was like dailies and weeklies, and then there was always like events in MapleStory, and you had to kind of do them in order to keep up with everyone. You could quit and come back months later, but you were never truly keeping up your progression unless you were playing constantly. And so I just kind of got overwhelmed. It became a chore to play, felt like a second job, and I just dropped it. I uninstalled. I was like, I'm done. I'm done. I'm out. And yeah, I'm done with MapleStory. So me quitting was, I think, sometime last year, probably towards the end. And I didn't play MapleStory except when MapleStory Worlds came out in Korea, more specifically Mapleland, Korea. And you guys already know that if you follow this channel, I've made a bunch of videos on it. I've showed you guys where I got in MapleStory Worlds Korea. Just to summarize, I quit eventually Mapleland Korea because I just kind of got to a point where I was like, this is really fun. I just don't want to go any further because I want to be able to talk to people. I want to be able to party with people and understand what they're saying. I don't speak or read Korean. And yeah, MapleStory Worlds is launching in America again, as I said in the beginning of this video, tomorrow. And so I'm back, baby. We back. And yeah, just wanted to make this video and kind of capture my journey with MapleStory. MapleStory, I'm passionate about MapleStory, I guess I would say. It holds a special place in my heart, this game. I love the music. I listen to the music all the time. I love the art style. I love the gameplay. This game's important to me, and it was an important part of my childhood, for better or for worse. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my little trip down memory lane. I hope you guys can relate to some of the stuff I said. Maybe some of the stuff that was a part of my journey was a part of yours too. I'd love to hear. Give me snippets of your journey down in the comments below. Tell me a fond memory that you had. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And soon enough, I will be uploading Mapleland America videos on this channel. I will be streaming it, and we're gonna get all up into that shit. You already know. I'm excited. I know you guys are too. And yeah, that's it for me today. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.